Good morning, everybody. I want to do just a quick video on the Stamparatus. I did highlight it in my last card, the Fun Fold card, the Fun Fold birthday card. If you remember, I highlighted it to make this because we could do the double stamping with 2 pieces of paper. So you can watch that video if you missed it. But I want to just show you the Stamparatus itself without showing you a card, just so you know all the features that this entails. It is a really good tool to have. It's $49 and it comes with the 2 plates. It comes with the foam that you will need for your clear stamps. If you are using the red rubber, you don't use the foam pad. And this is magnetic. The magnets, they're very strong magnets, and if you have a pacemaker, they say that don't use these magnets with that. Maybe you might want to use something that's not quite as strong, because these are very strong. And what I do when I get mine is I take some painter's tape and put on them, because it does make them easier to get off of the back. They stick really well and you're kind of just digging around trying to get them off of there. And I do try to use one, just one, if I don't have, you know, something that needs a whole lot of sticking power. And usually one is all it takes, but you can use 2. Just make sure you don't put them close together because they will crack. They'll pinch your fingers. They're strong. So what I'm going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and put the foam piece back in, and then I'm going to put this on here. And the plates, you can put stamps on both sides and use them. So you actually have 4 surfaces that you could use when you're stamping. And you set this up like if you're doing Christmas cards and you have a lot of things that you need to stamp, just set them up and leave them till you get your cards done. So these just go straight up. You can flip them around. You can do the hinge stamping, which is what I'm going to show you in a little bit. I'll show you the card that we're going to be making in the next video. But you do want some stamp cases or something to support your plates. It does make stamping easier. So I'm going to pull this to the side. And another thing that you're going to want to get is the grid paper that is sized specifically for the Stamparatus. I love this stuff. So let's go ahead and get a sheet out of it. It's in the book with the Stamparatus on page 184 and 185, and it's $6.50. And there's probably 50 sheets in here, I think. Oh, the grid paper, it's right here. So 50 sheets, yes, and it's $6.50. So take a look at that. I'm going to put this to the side, but what I do when I'm trying to get my stamp set up is I put this on here, and I will be using the clear stamps from the Ornate Thanks. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'll show you that when we start making the card in a little bit, but I am going to get the stamp out that I want to get set up. I want to show you how I'm going to do this. So what I do is I make sure that I put it the right way. And this is the paper that I'm going to be using to stamp on, so I try to gauge about where it's going to be, because I'm going to do the hinge stamping. That means that I'm going to be stamping all the way down the paper. So if I bring this down, I can still see about where it's going to be. So if I, let's do it the right way. I did this the wrong way the last time as well. So use the lines. You can see the bottom of your stamp, and you just try to get the bottom of your stamp lined up on that paper. So let's pull this out of the way, because I don't want to end up getting ink on it. So the colors I'm going to use are going to be the terracotta tile, and these are the uninked stamp spots that Stampin' Up sells, and you can use your re-inker and make these any color that you want. The only thing, they don't have a hinge on them, so I take a piece of painter's tape. I use painter's tape a lot, and then I just put it on the bottom, around the back, and on the front. And I haven't done this yet, I'll do it for my video, is I take a circle punch, probably the 1-inch circle punch out a piece of the terracotta tile paper and put on here because you really can't tell what the color is if you don't do that, and you end up picking up the wrong one. So what I'm going to do, you put that, and it looks pretty straight, but we'll see in a minute. So you just bring your plate and you pick up your stamp. Then if you ink it up, terracotta tile is so pretty. It reminds me of really rust when we had that years ago. That a little bit, I think, brighter. So you just stamp this down, and then you can tell that's pretty darn straight, isn't it? I love it. I got it the first time. That rarely happens, but you know that it's in the right spot. Let's get our paper here. And if you want to check it to make sure, just turn your paper around, slide it up into the corner, and put your magnet to hold it. Because with the clear stamps, sometimes I notice that they're stickier, and they stick to your paper and they tend to pull it up. So let's try it again. Pretty good, huh? If you really want to be sure, just do it again, just to make sure that you have it in the right place. So if you want to order yourself a Stamparatus, go to my website, www.donnakaufman.stampinup.net, and I will be adding all my videos to my blog, which is www.donna-stamps.blogspot.com. So I'm going to get set up for the card that I'm going to be making with the hinge stamping, and I'll be back. See you in a little bit. Bye.